This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe, anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
Kevin James. It's the history of bad. It's bad. It's the history of bad. So bad. It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad. Oh yeah. It's the history of bad. It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode 236. I'm Jim.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Doug.
I'm Nick.
And we don't have Jason.
What?
Yeah! Woo! All right.
It's going to be another quick and fantastic episode here, folks.
Or Jason's just has something to do beforehand, and he's going to be here in about 5 to 10 minutes.
He's tuning up BlakeBot.
He's giving BlakeBot its shots for Dutch ant disease. Oh, so what do we have going on this week? Any up or downs for anybody this week?
I brought gifts.
Ooh.
Okay, since Jason's not here, I have a Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Pez dispenser.
Ooh.
And then as I was cleaning out my cabinets, Mike and Ike Sunday Sweets.
Oh.
So we can,
Whoa.
could be good.
Could be
I
good.
like
What are-
Mike and
what are the-
Ike's, but I
what are
don't
the
know if I want
flavors?
ice cream sundae flavored Mike and Ike.
Crushed pineapple, chocolate fudge, banana split, cherry on top, vanilla ice cream, and caramel drizzle.
And you said you were cleaning out your cabinets?
Yeah.
So they've been in there how long?
Not that long, just probably early in the year.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'll sometimes buy things thinking, could be good.
They're still good.
and then-
They've got a next June sell-by date.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
Let's crack these bad boys open and see how they are.
It's like, I don't want to try them. Where can I get some, guinea pigs to try them?
Oh, here.
Like year-old Zima. Who can I get to drink that?
Vanilla ice cream is pretty good.
You got the easy one, huh? Oh, I dropped one.
This makes for great radio.
Yeah. You guys should be talking while I'm chewing. but
What flavor did you have?
that's the pineapple. That's pretty good.
Really?
Well, the fruit flavored Mike and Ike's are good. That just kind of fits in.
Well, the good news is we still have a piece of this maple candy here if anybody wants it.
Oh, that maple candy was nasty.
Caramel drizzle.
No.
Really good. Really good. I'll try it.
All right.
Theirs are actually pretty good. No complaints.
Okay.
It's better, much better than the maple candy.
So my up is Mike and Ike's Sunday Sweets candies. No.
Nick, do you have any ups?
So just to spite Jason, I'm up on summer because I don't care if it's 90 or 100 degrees outside. I can still put on shorts and a t-shirt and go outside. But if it's 5 degrees outside, I'm going to ball myself up in sweats in a blanket and sit on the couch and not do anything. So I can understand why Jason likes winter better.
Us inactive types. But no, I'd still like summer better than winter.
You can play golf in the summer.
I can do.
Well,
I can.
that doesn't help.
You can still go outside and do something, whether it's 95 or 100 degrees. Yeah, it might be hot and you might sweat a little bit, but you can still do it. In winter, if it's 5 degrees, I'm not going outside unless I have to.
You could still golf in it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
No. I'll just put it this way. I realized I want to live in a place where the weather report never gives what the temperature feels like versus what it is. If they give two weather temperatures, then I don't want to live there.
You don't like the heat index or the
wind chill factor.
wind chill factor?
I want the wind chill factor in 95 degree heat.
Yeah, we don't have a wind chill factor in the
And the
summer.
heat index in negative 5 degree weather.
So you want to find some place that's essentially like 75 is the highest it gets and like 55 is the lowest it gets.
Pretty much.
Welcome, San Diego.
Yeah, I know Des will tell me I'm not allowed to move there, though, because they don't like people coming in. And you would have to live in California. Stupid hippie liberals.
Until they break it into 3 Californias.
That's right.
Or until it breaks off into the ocean.
In 3 Californias.
Any downs? I do have one. When we were coming in here today, it was sad to see Earl out by the gate begging for money since he lost his job.
I thought Nate lost his job. Did
Whoever-
Earl lose his job too?
Whoever it is.
Oh my God.
Whichever. Jim doesn't remember which one it was, but he remembers it's
They're not important enough to know their names.
the old security guard.
He had a sign and everything.
Will work for food.
Well, speaking of that, I'm surprised Jason didn't give a breath of silence to the security guard from The Office that died a month ago.
Oh, the actor who
Yeah.
played, no, I can't remember the character's name.
Nate?
It was Nate.
I don't know.
It wasn't, again,
It might have been Nate.
there was the episode where they all didn't know his name.
Yeah.
So we'll do a breath of silence for whatever his name is. Okay, that's good.
So there was less silence in that than when we were chewing on candy.
Yes.
Candy.
Any other downs? Or we're having a pretty good
I have a
week?
down.
What's your down?
Jason's going to come back.
That is a serious down.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll probably do about 8 gold dust impressions if we're lucky.
Oh, that's
Only
a
8.
down. That's my down. Listening to last week's episode and hearing Jason's gold dust after he hyped the hell out of it, and it's not good.
No.
Well, kind of like the rest of his impersonations. Or what, impressionations?
Impressionations,
Yes.
yes.
So, Nick, how about that Tour de France?
It's going great, Jim. Have you been keeping up with the tour?
I try to watch it and realize I don't have NBC Sports.
Either do I.
So I have to look online. No surprises so far. The sprinters are winning the early stages.
Yeah, there was the sprint today. There was a guy, I didn't recognize his name won. Peter Sagan came in second. Is anybody going to challenge him for the green jersey this year?
Probably not.
As long as he finishes the race, it's his.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Was it Gabriel or who won today? He also won the first stage.
Yeah, and he's still behind in the green jersey standings.
Oh yeah, he's still behind. Yeah, 'cause
way behind.
His third, I guess it was his second or third day. He was nowhere close.
Right.
Can we talk Dungeons and Dragons?
Soon.
This just in. The chocolate Mike and Ike.
We'll make sure Jason gets those.
We just pull all the chocolate ones and stuff in front of him. So what do you want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, Doug? What's your favorite?
I don't know anything about it, but it's got to be better than Tour de France.
I don't know, Jim. Do you think Froome's going to take it again this year? Do you think he's going to have any challengers?
I'm just surprised they let him race.
Oh, that his nose spray
Yep.
for asthma is going to keep him out of the race.
Yeah.
Oh, that and all the cocaine.
And all the other illegal narcotics or PEDs he's taking.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Is he a cyclist? Then he's taking them.
they're great on the cutting edge of all the PEDs.
They're even better than Russia.
Yeah, yeah. Russia's in the back end.
So
the ones that they're taking is something like the 1960s.
They get caught taking those.
Yeah, so in 8 years from now, when they can test, they'll go back and test his samples and find out he was cheating and strip them of their...
They're all cheating. He's just cheating better than the rest of them, so he deserves to win.
Yeah.
But what about the one or two that aren't cheating?
Oh, they have golden hearts.
Is that in Lucky Charms?
I don't know.
Lucky Charms, Tour de France edition. It's steroids and golden, like 2 golden hearts. So let's see what else we have on this good old outline.
Oh, yeah, we have to give a...
Props.
Oh, no, I was going to say a breath of silence. Steve Ditko, a co-creator of Spider-Man and legendary comic artist, passed away this past week.
He wasn't the head coach of the Chicago Bears?
No, that's Ditka.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
And it was Mike.
Oh, all right.
Was he the security guard in the office?
No. Nor was he the security guard at the gated community here. But a breath of silence for Steve Ditko.
Okay.
All right.
Man, that lasted longer than usual because Jason's not here to talk over it.
Talk right through that breath of silence.
Yes.
So we went the Bowling for the Brave. We want to thank everybody who has donated to our podcast basket. For just everybody who.
Yeah, we've gotten, I suppose, commitments or stuff in from Andrea Molinari, the writer of The Shepherd. I think he was putting in a copy of the comic, which is great. Jason will let me know if there's other stuff he was adding to that. But Dev over at A Shot of History and Snake Oil is loading us up with stuff because he's on so many different podcasts. He's getting them all involved. Yeah, good old podcast Dev. And Pop Culture Cafe podcast and the Besotted Geek are also sending stuff in. So we want to thank them. And if anybody else is listening and wants to donate to our basket that we're donating for Bowling for the Brave, which is a charity here locally for servicemen. Blake was honored a couple years ago. Every year they pick somebody and then they do a fundraiser and the money goes to the charities that they sponsor. I think each person who is picked gets to pick a charity that they also help out. So it's a great cause, and people are helping out and throwing some swag our way to donate to a basket. So we want to thank them all, and I personally want to say, hey, that is kind of my up, is watching the community, podcast community, kind of get together to help one another out. It really lifts my spirits. It makes me glad I'm part of the community. Tearing up.
Oh, so again, thanks everybody. And next, Doug, do you have any interesting Disney stories to tell?
No, I don't.
Nothing
Nothing. I haven't gone since the last time I was here.
What?
Amazingly enough, no.
You haven't been there in like 2 weeks?
No, and unfortunately my son comes home in about 3 weeks.
Does he have a job waiting for him?
Well, no, as a matter of fact, he doesn't. Apparently, he...
Apparently the leave of absence he took is now not being honored, huh?
Well, he turned in a leave of absence form, and then he found out later that, just recently, that the person he turned it into told him she had gotten it and taken care of it, told his boss she had gotten it and taken care of it, but didn't really take care of it. So as of tomorrow, he's going to be fired from his job back here because they didn't turn in the paperwork.
And this is a union job.
Yes.
So the union's response to this is...
Well, the 3 people that were union stewards when he left are no longer union stewards. So he talked to the new guy, and he may or may not, allegedly said this guy sounds like an idiot. And it was basically, there's nothing I can do about it. You're on your own. You screwed up or whatever. So the union's not doing anything about it either.
Yeah, what's the point of the union if they're not helping you with your grievances?
And he had called corporate, and they said, "Nah, nothing we can do about it. You're on your own." So yeah,
I would be tempted to sue the hell out of the union for paying my dues and then them not backing me when I needed them.
The union's in the back pocket of the company anyway. So
And this is not the first time this has happened.
It's not for him. It is.
Yeah, well, we have another friend who worked for the same company who similar story, and he got screwed by him.
I do have it down to follow up on that with Doug's son coming back from Florida is driving back from Florida. That sucks. I don't recommend it if you don't have to do it.
What's
Especially,
the worst part? Is it Georgia?
Atlanta.
Atlanta's pretty bad, but when you get those wrecks in portions of central Kentucky where there's like 2 to 5 miles between exits and the traffic stops right after an exit.
Oh.
And the accident isn't until like a half a mile before that exit that's 3 miles away. Those aren't fun.
Yeah, you're right. Especially when you're driving with children in the car.
Say we left at 3 a.m. and we got home at 8:30 p.m.
Oh wow!
Ouch.
But getting there is half the fun.
Getting there wasn't bad. We broke up getting there. It was driving home we decided to do it all in one day. Don't be stupid drivers.
Well, on that, not necessarily the same trip from here to Florida, but Pennsylvania Turnpike. Didn't realize their exits are few and far between.
Yes.
So we saw a nasty accident and then miles and miles of backed up traffic in the middle of like one of the coldest temperatures they had in a while. And we had reservations at the hotel at the next exit. Because we were splitting our trip up. So we get off, and we have to wait in line for like an hour at the hotel because everybody who got off the expressway because of the accident that had it completely shut down were trying to find rooms. Like, we got a reservation. And they like, look, thank God, someone here's your rooms. But yeah, that wasn't fun. Anyway. What are we going on to now?
Twitter poll of the week.
Twitter poll of the week.
I think we need Jason because he's got no final numbers on this.
He doesn't. Well, no.
He's got the options, but I don't see any numbers.
You don't have numbers on yours?
I don't have numbers on mine.
You got a bad update. I got numbers on mine.
Wait for it?
Oh, there the numbers are.
Stupid intern.
No, just stupid me.
Oh, so you're playing the part of Jason this week is Jeff not being able to read. Let's see if he can pronunciate.
Well, I don't know if these are accurate numbers, the most up-to-date numbers. Jim's pulling them up.
I got the up-to-date numbers here.
Well, we wanted to know what was the worst superhero film you have seen. For some reason, the four worst aren't necessarily on this list, but the ones that are listed are Catwoman.
That's pretty bad. I didn't see it, so I really can't complain. I heard it was really bad.
Fantastic Four from 2015, the Josh Trank version.
That was pretty bad.
Elektra.
That was not good.
And Batman and Robin.
Absolutely hideous.
And, all right, Jim, you've got the up-to-date numbers. What do we have
Coming
here?
in at 10%, we have Elektra.
Really, yeah, there are about 7 superhero movies worse than Elektra.
Coming in
that aren't on this list.
Yeah. At 16%, Fantastic Four.
That was bad.
Yes. And then finishing second at 32%, Batman and Robin, which leaves Catwoman as the worst superhero film you've seen on this list at 42%. So what are the other bad ones? I know other people said Daredevil,
Green Lantern,
Ghost Rider 2.
Either Ghost Rider or Ghost Rider 2, I'm fine with. I know Catwoman's not good. Well, one, I don't know. I still have a hard time calling Catwoman a superhero film because it's not based on anything other than the name Catwoman. The story has nothing to do with any DC property. They made up their own person, their own Catwoman personality. So I just have a hard time even calling that even valid.
Well, won a lot of Razzies.
Oh, it's a terrible, terrible movie, but not as bad as Batman and Robin.
Was that the year that Halle Berry won Best Actress and Worst Actress?
No. I think the only person who did that was Sandra Bullock.
For what was the name of that band? Steve?
All About Steve.
All About Steve.
When she won, and then the...
Blindside?
Blindside, yeah, that's it. Halle Berry, I think, might have been the first to win them both, but not the same year.
Didn't she show up to the awards?
Yes. Halle Berry might have been one of the first to show up. Maybe that's what it was.
That could have
she
been
showed up to the awards to get it. Sandra Bullock also did, and brought a wagon full of DVDs of What About Steve, and said, "You're giving me this award. Every single person here who's here and voted for this now has to actually watch the movie."
That's fantastic.
So she handed out the movie to all the people who voted for it being bad without actually watching it.
Nick, what did you vote for the worst superhero film, or is there any on the list that...
I haven't seen any of the 4.
Oh, okay.
Does that surprise you?
No, but good for you. I mean, you didn't waste your time or money.
I'll put my vote behind Batman and Robin, though.
That
Because I don't have to watch it to have an opinion.
That's true.
There was like no redeeming qualities for the good guys or the bad guy. Everybody was bad in that film.
Oh yeah, it was somebody who didn't know what to do with the characters. The studio didn't know how to handle it or find someone who could take care of the characters properly. Terrible, terrible movie.
Okay, and that is our Twitter poll of the week. It's time for the bomb listener feedback, brought to you by the doctor's offices of Michael Ferrari. If you need some illegal drugs to win the Tour de France, you know who to call. Let's start out. First listener feedback from Doug. What do we have to say?
Okay. I have stock in Disney. I just got my vote for the new merger between Fox or the buying of Fox from Disney. How should I vote? X-Men in the MCU could be decided by my one vote.
You might have to vote yes so Deadpool can afford more X-Men.
Good point. Is there any reason you shouldn't vote yes from the Disney perspective?
It's a lot of money. It's not my money. What do I care?
How many shares of stock do you have?
One.
Oh, okay.
One. Just one.
Is it a dividend-paying stock?
I might be reinvesting it. I think it was like 84 cents.
Ooh.
I think I just got an email today actually saying, that it was going to be 84 cents a share.
So it's worth more than the Gimp's Apple stock.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't do the stock market well.
No.
We saw that from the Hollywood Stock Exchange.
I'm in third last. Hello, everybody. I'm here. I'm back. I'm back. Let me just watch.
I mean, I didn't buy anything yet, and I'm ahead of you.
Blown away by your ability to show up. Doug, I would say no because I really don't care about the X-Men in the universe anymore.
But could they bring Fantastic Four into it?
No, we don't want that.
Yeah, we do. We want Fantastic Four to not suck.
Vote yes. It'll stop them from making anything else.
I would rather have a Muppets Fantastic Four than a fucking Four.
That would be interesting. Buy them for that.
Yes, okay.
Okay, who's your Muppets for the Fantastic Four?
Oh, so we're doing a...
Animal is thing? It's clobbering time.
Oh, I was thinking something like Sweetums would be thing.
Who's Sweetums?
The
big...
Oh, I do like it. Okay, that's a good one.
Grover's got to be the fire guy.
Human Torch?
Yeah.
Torch
Super
Boy?
Grover?
Torch Boy?
Super Grover's Torch Boy.
I could see that. I could see it.
Not to be the Disney nerd in here, but
Or Gonzo. Gonzo or Grover?
Grover's not
Gonzo, yeah.
Grover's not a Muppet.
That's true.
Sorry.
Gonzo, that's-
I got to put my foot down. He's
He
not
is
a
a
Muppet.
Muppet.
He has some Muppets.
People,
No.
the ones on Sesame Street are still considered Muppets.
But they're not part of the deal with Disney.
Okay, we're doing the Muppets from Disney's perspective.
The
Kermit
Muppets,
the Frog.
So Disney doesn't own the...
they own the Muppets, which is what is they. Sesame Street is not considered Muppets.
All right, Gonzo.
Oh, okay. So it's not Grover then. So no
Man,
Cookie
get
Monster
show
or
one
Burger.
time in 8 months, and look at this. You're getting
Bitch
harassed.
slapped by Doug.
Well, you know they would
Especially
make,
with the ape hands, that hurts.
You know they would probably make Kermit Mr. Fantastic.
No,
But my vote would be Dr. Bunsen Honeydew.
Ooh,
I like that one. Who would be Invisible Girl?
Janice.
Janice.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know they'd make Piggy, but we think it should be Janice.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Far out.
You know, you could actually use, because I like Grover as Torch Boy, but you could also, because he's a little crazy and wild, Dr. Teeth. I could see Dr. Teeth as Torch Boy. No?
No,
How about
Gonzo.
Skeeter? He's orange.
You mean Scooter?
Whatever.
Because Skeeter's his twin sister in Muppet Babies.
I meant Scooter. I meant Scooter. Speaking of Muppet Babies, Jeff.
Yes,
4th
I
of
saw
July.
it. Oh, wait, what?
4th of July, we were over your house, my family,
Yes.
and my daughter was somewhat watching Muppet Babies. Well, it was on TV.
Yeah.
The new Muppet Babies.
Yeah, it's
What's your
terrible.
thoughts on it?
It's terrible.
What about the penguin thing?
I don't even know what that penguin thing is. They added some new Muppet Baby that has nothing to do with the Muppets, just to, I don't know, hook in the younger kids.
It looked like the penguin from Care Bear Cousins.
Yeah, it looked closer to a Care Bear than a Muppet.
I do know my Care Bears. Care Bear stare.
And you're proud of that?
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't be proud of knowing your Care Bears? Come on,
but
dog.
You mentioned it before. Our mom, because we share a mom.
What?
Yes.
Our mom definitely wanted a girl for me.
Correct.
And so I got a lot of toys that I probably shouldn't have. I got a lot of Care Bear toys. Remember that?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I still have them. My daughter plays with them, and my youngest son
You still
plays.
have your strawberry shortcake toys.
I do. I do have them.
Do you still have your Cabbage Patch Kid?
Of course I do. Old and Jed.
Your Easy Bake Oven.
They wouldn't give me anything that could cause a fire.
It's a light bulb.
Have you met me? I started fire with Silly Putty, okay? I didn't know you couldn't push it down on the comic strip that long. 6 hours later, it just combusted. No more Blondie.
But you take him camping and it's all smoke.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I'm going to start the fire, guys. That's smoke.
No offense. I don't know. Sorry, anyway, so. What else we got, Jim?
Well, I was going to bring up something about now that we have Disney has the Muppets and they have Star Wars. Mm-hmm. You can have Fozzie Bear and Yoda in the same thing.
Are they voiced by the same person?
So it can be like, do or do not. There is no try. Waka waka waka.
Is Yoda Harry?
Maybe.
Wait. I knew who that was without you telling me who it was. Wow.
I'm Yoda. I'm Yoda. Do or do not. There isn't try. I'm Fozzie Bear. Waka waka.
Hey guys, that's not funny! I didn't tell you who that was. You feel like I feel after doing these impressions for like 18 years.
Jim comes in and does it better than you.
No, I'm okay with that. Jim has been practicing Yoda for years. Mine, you know who. Some people just want to watch the one bud. You know, because 235 episodes later, you know who that is. I've ingrained it in you.
Yeah, you still have to
French
say it
Michael
every
Caine?
time.
See, Jim just said it for me. You know who this is.
It's just you whispering. I'm sorry. It's no good.
Oh no, we're going to talk about it in a second.
We talked about it when you weren't here.
Oh no, there's some listener feedback.
Okay, let's go. From the Pop Culture Podcast. Have any of you dudes watched Glow?
I watched the first season.
I watched the first season. I haven't got to the second season yet.
I watched part of the first season.
I think I'm 3 or 4 episodes into season 2.
So you saw the first one?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
I hope you liked it if he's 3 or 4 episodes into season 2.
Oh, I hated this shit. It was terrible. I'm drowning my sorrows again.
Jeff watched Kevin Can Wait, okay? For
2 episodes. And I don't think it was even an entire 2 episodes.
Did you watch it with Leah Remini?
Coming from Riverdale guy.
Oh, I like Game of Thrones. I have nothing. Anyways.
Okay, since we're talking about shows we're watching, I do have to kind of give a report on Winona Earp. Mm-hmm. It is awful.
Oh, God.
I'm trying to watch the second season, and I can't get through it because the characters are awful, the acting isn't good, and the storylines are sad. So I normally fall asleep about 6 minutes into each episode, so it started. So I had to go back next time and find where I fell asleep at and try and watch it again.
So Netflix is like, this fucker really loves Winona Earp. He's watching it twice.
It's watching 3 episodes at a time.
So
The same 3 over and over again.
somebody I work with listens to our show and says,
Why?
"Did you call?" Says, you know that Winona Earp, I know Jim says it's awful. I don't think it can be that bad. So you watch the first 2 episodes, he's like, it's unique. It's unique. He got through the first season, he's like, can you watch it? I was like, why? He's like, because it's really bad. And he's like, I can't stop watching.
It's kind of a train wreck where it's like, man,
Yes.
what are they going to do next? They can't possibly make this any worse.
He said he liked that they were able to kill main characters off without issues.
Yeah.
So he was happy with that. Mm-hmm. I said, but are they good ones that they replace it with? Well, no, but, at least they kill them off.
Yeah, too bad Heroes didn't do that.
Yeah.
That was a good first season.
Was.
Good first season.
Let's stop
Of
right
a
there.
4-season show.
Never
So
got a
Glow,
movie.
anybody else gonna watch it? You gonna watch season 2?
I'm going to watch season 2 as soon as I
can't make
done.
promises because I'm so far behind on things I'm supposed to be watching already.
My wife and I really like Glow season 1, and so we're doing that. We gotta watch that one and 13 Reasons Why, second season. So we gotta watch this.
You can probably skip that.
Is it not good?
I didn't think the first season was that good.
I liked the first season. It was one of those that could have been done in 10 episodes, 9 episodes.
Yeah.
That was that's
But then it would be called 10 Reasons Why.
Thank you. Did you see the second season there, Jim?
Not yet. No.
Okay. It's one of those shows that I really enjoyed, but there was episodes, it's kind of like The Flash and Arrow, like, they go 22 episodes. You don't need to do it that long. You could do 10 episodes, and I feel like the British version, 10 episodes, and you're good each season.
Or you can do like Sherlock. 3 episodes.
An hour and a half each.
Uh-huh.
What else we got?
Okay, from Super 70s Sports at Super 70s Sports. Discuss today, last Sunday, in 1978, Blake McBride smokes a bowl of Jamaican skunkweed.
Comma.
That was it. Who's our intern? Not Rocket anymore.
No, you fired
No,
Rocket.
we fired Rocket.
I think it's Nate. Ever since he got fired from the gate, he became your intern.
That was his own fault. Stop putting porn in the woods. It's 2018. Put it on the internet.
But did you give him money out front when you drove up?
I did.
that was Jim's down. Was he thought his name was Earl, but
Earl's the new one.
I don't need another names.
his down was that Nate was out front begging. Not that he felt sorry for Nate, that he was bringing the property values down.
Of this great gated community.
That wasn't Nate floating in the lake? Or is it a moat?
That's a moat.
I don't have property yet. That's enough for a moat yet. Give it time. Arnold Ray McBride, nicknamed Shake and Bake, and the Callaway Kid is a former Major League ball player, outfielder. Between 1973 and 83, he played for the Cardinals, the Phillies, and the Cleveland Indians. Jim, please tell us about him. What did he do with the skunk weed?
He smoked it?
And then played ball.
Yeah.
Did he do anything?
3 home runs.
He was a pitcher, wasn't he? No, it was a base stealer.
He's an outfielder. I just said he was an outfielder.
I don't know what he did.
Playing the role of Blake this week is Jim. He is.
Jim, did you not get the memo that you were supposed to have the stats for this?
My bad. Yeah, he stole a bunch of bases because he was fast.
He stole 183 bases.
In one game?
Yes.
That'd be a record.
Completely baked.
In his career, from 73 to 83, in 11 years. He had...
A nice gap in his teeth.
He had 430 RBIs. And I'm still getting his batting average. He was a 299 lifetime batting average.
But what about this day where he smoked a bowl in 1978?
I'll be honest. Nate said, Jim retweeted this. I thought it was interesting. I never read the tweet. I just saw the headline. So, thanks, Sports 70. Jim, you were supposed to talk about this.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was funny. Look at his picture, though.
Yeah, that was pretty much the point of retweeting it was the picture.
Well, never mind then. Moving on, what else we got?
For the record, I couldn't think we could get any worse adding Jason, but we did.
But the good news is I remembered the security guard from the office. His name was Hank.
Hank.
Did I get a gun? No.
From Nick. All bright.
So we're not going with music this week.
No.
Gold dust will provide.
Okay, well, Jason's doing gold dust. I'm just going to get into this. Jeff
His dirty talk to his wife voice.
Dan Deerdorf shows up once again at your house, but this time dressed as Marilyn Monroe.
Do.
Fuck, marry, or kill.
Well, I killed him last time. Am I allowed to continue killing?
No.
Yeah, fuck or marry.
Dressed as Marilyn Monroe, I guess it's fuck. If I'm not allowed to kill and I have to make the choice.
Is he wearing a sweater vest still? As Marilyn Monroe? That's all I'm asking.
At least maybe he's got at least some sort of boobage. I don't know.
Okay, so here you go. Fuck, marry, kill, Jeff, just for you. Pat Summerall,
God.
John Madden, or Joe Buck?
Okay.
Or who's the other announcer you hate? Was that Joe Morgan or
Tom Brenneman.
Tom Brenneman.
Or Tom Brenneman? Which one do you hate more, Joe Buck or Tom Brenneman?
Oh, no,
Tom Brenneman I hate more.
Tom Brenneman, Joe Buck, and
Oh, jeez.
take out Pat Summerall because he's dead.
Okay. John Madden.
And he wasn't going to be the one I was going to kill.
And John Madden. Tom Brenneman, John Madden, and Joe Buck.
Oh, God. Well, Brenneman's dead.
I thought you'd have to marry him since you guys were college buddies.
No. Just because we attended the same college doesn't mean we were buddies. Oh, no. Brenneman's dead.
Joe Buck's so hot.
Yeah, I couldn't marry Joe Buck because that would be day after day after day of listening to Joe Buck, so I suppose he would be fuck and marry John Madden.
The problem is when you fuck Joe Buck, Troy Aikman's going to give you the play-by-play of the whole thing in the background. That's going to be an issue.
Oh, God, that just terrible thing just went through my brain.
It's going to be Aikman and the other quarterback from
Tony Romo?
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo's good, so that doesn't
Tony
happen.
Romo's going to be saying what Jeff's doing wrong and how to do it better.
Or he's going to predict what Jeff is going to do
He's
next.
going to predict his next move.
Now he's going to try a swirl.
And Madden's going to be drawing it all out. See, over here, you got nothing's going on over here. But over here...
That back hair is definitely in motion. Look at that Jeff back hair.
Instead of backfield, back here, I like that.
You see here, guys? He's doing it in the butt. That'd be butt sex.
The positive is, Jeff, at least with John Madden, you're going to get a turducken every day for breakfast.
That's true.
And you know what? Everybody loves a turducken.
I mean, it would at least be the best Thanksgivings at family Thanksgivings. So.
13 ducks inside a turkey.
Where's the chicken?
On the outside. It's like a enigma wrapped in a
Stapled on the.
My favorite was when he cut it with his. We didn't have a knife, and so he had to cut it with his hand.
Yes.
Like a chopping it.
And then he was trying to give it to his partner, and he's like, no.
I'm good.
I'm gonna cut this. Sawing it with his hand.
I learned this from my buddy Chuck Norris.
Hi-ya!
Good old Madden. Okay, next we have from Besotted Geek.
Hey!
Regarding Matthew Modine, responding to Jason's tweet, my
Again.
list of Matthew Modine viewings: 1. Full Metal Jacket. 2. Dark Knight Rises, allegedly. 3. Stranger Things. And no, I have not seen Vision Quest, although after your last show, I feel like I have. So excuse me if I don't recognize him from 5 minutes of screen time, allegedly.
And by last show, he was talking about the Pittsburgh Nerd Show that started this entire conversation.
Yes. So, what's your top 2 Matthew Modine movies?
Or viewings. You didn't say Stranger Things, because that's not a
Yeah,
movie.
it's true.
but-
Oh, I didn't know I was going to get this question. Now I got to look to see what Matthew.
Jim, what's your top
Modine's
2?
done.
Full Metal Jacket, definitely, and probably Vision Quest.
Okay. I'm going Stranger Things and Dark Knight Rises. Of course, there's that medical one that he was talking about. Matthew Modine tweets me every year. It's kind of like it's kind of like a birthday present.
It's because you insult him every year.
I don't insult him, I'm just ignorant.
I don't know who he is.
He's the cop! In Stranger Things, right?
This is who I thought Matthew Modine was.
He looks really good.
No, it's not.
I'll probably agree with Full Metal Jacket.
Well, half a Full Metal Jacket.
Well, yeah.
The last half was on this.
I don't know. The last half, it did give me one of my favorite lines from a movie. It's,
Gross Anatomy was the one you were talking
Thank you.
about.
how do you shoot women and kids? Oh, it's easy. You just don't lead them as far.
Okay, what else we got, Jim?
I'm waiting for Jeff. He's still looking.
Let's see. Full Metal Jacket.
Cutthroat Island.
Oh, he was in Married to the Mob.
Horrible film.
The Memphis Belle.
Not good.
Shortcuts.
Not good.
Anything else here? Cutthroat Island.
Oh, good. Good
Oh,
movie.
well, here's Jason's answer. Bye Bye Love.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Paul Reiser. He has yet to tweet me back.
Did that win an Oscar?
It did. It did. And then it got taken away.
Okay.
Well, Notting Hill uncredited, movie within movie actor. Any Given Sunday, he was Dr. Ollie
Never mind, I go
Powers.
back.
He was good in any.
I'll do Any
Sunday.
Given Sunday and Stranger Things.
Flowers for Algernon.
Ugh, that book was horrible, too.
In the Shadows, Redeemer. He's in an episode of The West Wing.
Okay, Jeff.
Hitler, The Rise of Evil.
Jeff,
Yep,
if you don't
Jeff
say
hates him.
something.
Transporter 2.
Okay,
Like
Jeff.
Hitler.
Jeff picks Transporter 2.
Kettle of Fish.
That was a good movie.
Garden of Eden.
Okay, moving on. Jim, what else?
From
got?
Des
Little
Hassing.
Fish, Strange Pond.
Des
The
Hassing.
Trial.
Did Krypton deserve a second season? Nope.
Jesus Was a Commie. That was a short.
Thanks, Des.
Thanks, Des. Nope.
Did
Dark
anybody
Knight
watch it?
Rises.
Did anybody watch Krypton?
No.
Nope.
Okay, neither did
It's
I.
Superman. No.
Jobs. He was in Jobs.
Okay.
Okay.
Like literally in Jobs?
No, the movie about Steve Jobs.
So now we have some listener reviews.
I think you mispronounced it as Jobs.
From Kevin at Cincy Explorer regarding the first Purge. It actually was not that bad. Give it 8.0 out of 10. You can certainly see how the filmmakers are trying to make some political statements based on our current political landscape.
I have a question. I have a question for Kevin. When did he change his rating system? It was 2 thumbs. Now it's out of 10. Does he have 10 thumbs? Is that what we're going
He
with?
has
that?
10 thumbs now.
Okay,
And he,
okay.
and he has percentages of thumbs.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Matthew Modine is currently at the box office with Sicario, Day of the Soldado.
Is that your number 2?
So that'll be my number 2.
Okay. Okay, and then also Kevin at Cincy Explorer regarding Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I have never once walked out of a movie. I seriously considered doing so in this music. 4.5 out of 10. 2 thumbs down. Had to come to the bar to have a beer to forget the movie I just saw. I'm sorry, I could never recommend anyone pay $10 to $15 to see that show. It's good for Netflix, HBO, etc., not for a mega blockbuster.
I'm sorry, if you're thinking it's so terrible and you're giving it 2 thumbs down, how is it 4.5 out of 10?
Is this the Entertainment Weekly system?
I mean, so from 0 to 4.5 is all the same thing?
No, 4.5 must be the lowest.
Oh, it's not 1 to 10, it's 4.5 to 10. On a 4.5 to 10 scale. I gotcha. No, I like that scale. It keep messing with their minds.
B minus, I guess, is what he's giving it.
B minus.
Did we talk? I was gone first half. Did we talk Ant-Man and the Wasp? Did anybody see it?
No, you're the only one that saw it, so we didn't talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk Ant-Man to watch. Nobody saw it. Okay, let's
It was a
move
good
on.
movie. Go see it. Very much enjoyable.
From Professor Number 1 at Doctor Number 1. Since you didn't read my listener review question last week, are you like ESPN? ESPN removed their comment section from articles this week.
Oh, so they did Sports Illustrated online as well too. That's what they did because Peter King was getting thrashed on all of his awful articles, and then the following week he no longer has comments.
Well, that's fine. They should get rid of comment sections on the internet everywhere.
Yeah, the only people who read comment sections on there are people who leave nasty comments.
No, that's not always true. I've changed many political views because of people's comments on the comment section
Troll.
and Facebook page.
That's a big reason why they removed it was because of social media. There's so many people commenting on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit. Pretty much all the Reddit users are the ones who are complaining. Your entire social media platform is comments.
I'm sorry, could you explain what Reddit is? I still don't know.
It's the internet's comment section.
Okay.
You know, the part of every web page you try to ignore anyway.
Yep.
That's what Reddit is.
Okay.
At least that's what I understand of Reddit. I don't go on it.
Pretty much.
I have a login. I don't know where
I
I'm
think you're
going.
farther than me. I don't think I've ever set up a login.
Okay. Because Nick, you express a lot of political thoughts on
All the
Facebook,
time.
and you have changed my mind many times on it. I appreciate it.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
No pounding the table.
Hey Blake. Hey Blake. Hey.
Blake's not here.
I'm
Somebody's
playing the
got to do
role
it.
of Blake this week, so I'm gonna sit. No, I'm just gonna talk back here like this, and then you down the hall.
I almost went into the restroom. Wrong one. Story time.
I was really happy with one of my Facebook posts a few years ago before the election when I told everybody to leave a drawn, long out, wordy explanation of your political beliefs on who I should vote for.
Because you were undecided.
I was undecided. It's definitely going to change my mind.
And people did.
Some people did.
I was actually surprised by how few people did.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be more.
I voted for Krang.
Oh, waste your vote.
I'll vote third party. Don't blame me. What else we got here, Jim?
We got to rank them.
Rank 'em.
From Doctor Number 1.
Ooh.
Favorite World Bodybuilding Federation stars: Gary Stridham, Barry DeMay, Jim Quinn, Troy Zuccolatto, David Dirth. Lex Luger does not count since he never competed.
That is true.
So rank them.
I don't know who any of them but Lex Luthor are.
Lex Luthor?
So I'll rank them
say
alphabetically.
Yes.
I probably did, yes.
I wanted Jason to read that one to see how bad he butchered the names.
I got Lex Luger.
Luger.
What about that Troy guy? What's his last name?
Zuccolatto.
Oh, not bad.
I'm ranking him last since I'm ranking them alphabetically.
Gary Stridome or Styrofoam should be number 1.
I got him third.
No, he should be number 1. He's the champions of 1991 and 92.
Gary Styrofoam.
He is Gary. Oh, wow, hello. No, Doug's got his photos up here.
David Dirth.
That one. He's a pretty big dude.
I'm not so sure.
I'd snort blow off of his abs.
It's not big where it counts.
Just like
So are you saying David Dirth has no girth?
Just-
He's a grower, not a shower.
Just to let you guys know, The 91 and 92 WBF Championship events were released on VHS.
Cool.
So what we got? We got Scary Styrofoam is one.
Well, I'm picking David Dirth as number one because alphabetically he's first.
Okay,
Scary Styrofoam.
He's a champion. You gotta go with Styrofoam. Now he's been outlawed. Let's see here. Doug, who are you going with?
Barry DeMay.
He's number two
Oh, Barry DeMay is number
because
one.
M comes after A.
David Dirth is on Facebook, so everybody go friend him.
DEARTH. Okay, so I'm going
Is
Gary.
it tweeters?
Is he on tweet?
Oh, I don't know. That's just Facebook. I think.
Oh. I'm going Gary Styrofoam, Barry DeMay, because it sounds
Scary
like...
Styrofoam.
Sorry. It sounds like Barry Melrose. So I'm going Barry DeMay. And then I'm going to go Troy Zaccolato, because his name is fun. David Dirth, because he sounds like a Star Wars character. And Jim Quinn, Medicine Woman.
I like Jim Quinn from Impractical Jokers. I'll go with him.
Okay, good call, good call. He's number
I think
one.
that's Brian Quinn.
Same difference.
Oh, okay.
He's an American radio host, just to let you know.
You know the fun thing about Brian Quinn, or Q from Impractical Jokers? He claims that whenever he screws up saying a word, it's because he has a speech impediment.
He's got an idiot impediment like Jason.
Yes.
I have a handicap. He's to the left of me. Anyways. Okay, so everybody agrees. Gary Styrofoam number one. Thanks, Dr. Number One.
I am
You're wrong.
fourth.
Well, you're wrong, Jeff. He was champion, 91 and 92.
So, did you say these other guys weren't champions?
No, they weren't.
None of them?
No, they only had yearly champions.
I have Tony Atlas.
Well, I'm about to say 91 and 92 was like long time ago, 25, 28, 27 years ago. Something like that. I don't know. I can't answer.
If we're doing favorite world bodybuilding Federation stars, why don't we do favorite world strongest men?
Oh, well, that's easy.
Maximus?
Oh, God, you screwed that up.
Is it Maximus?
No. It's
Maximus Von Maximus?
Go with him.
Oh, Lord.
Let's do some news of the geek.
It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
Okay, news of the geek. Per CBS News, a stamp that mistakenly featured the image of a Statue of Liberty replica in Las Vegas
Fake news.
instead of the original New York statue will cost the U.S. Postal Service $3.5 million in a copyright infringement lawsuit. Las Vegas sculptor Robert Davidson, who created the replica Lady Liberty in the facade at the New York Casino Resort on the Las Vegas Strip, sued the Postal Service 5 years ago over his 2011 Forever stamp design. The stamp featured the face of his Lady Liberty, which his attorneys argued in court filings were unmistakably different from the original, whereas more fresh-faced, sultry, and even sexier. The Postal Service has been releasing the stamp for at least 3 months before discovering it was not an image of the New York statue. Man, they got some bang-up people at the Postal Service there, don't they?
So you say losing $3.5 million to them, that's a drop in the bucket.
They don't care.
What's $3.5 million on $56 billion?
Do they have postal insurance on that $3.5 million?
It's $3.5 million on the slice of the $7 million they made because of that stamp.
It's true. Federal Judge Eric Brodel sided with
70 million.
70 million, yeah.
sided with Davidson last week and agreed his work was an original design with a more modern, feminine, and contemporary face.
Who?
He ordered...
This judge is crazy.
He ordered the Postal
He
Service...
copied the Statue of Liberty and claimed it was an original design?
No, it was a filtered, though. He put it in through a filter so it looks sexier.
Oh.
He ordered the Postal Service pay the $3.5 million to the artist, a slice of the $70 million the service made. Todd Bice, Davidson's attorney, said in an emailed statement that his client was pleased that the court recognized the significance of his work.
There's no significance to ripping off a national monument. You're a hack.
Allegedly. As the court
No,
noted,
not allegedly. You're a hack.
allegedly. As the court noted, Mr. Davidson's artistic creation of the Lady Liberty is highly unique and attractive, which prompted the U.S. Postal Service to select the photo of his work for the second Forever stamp, over hundreds of other images. Davidson said he wanted his sculpture, like the rest of the casino resort's facade, to have the feel of New York's iconic skyline, without duplicating it. I just thought that this needed a little bit more modern, contemporary face. Definitely more feminine, Davidson said, according to court documents.
Okay, my question is, who took the picture
Of what?
of the Statue of Liberty that they used for the...
I don't know.
Because shouldn't the photographer be the one who's upset they're using their work?
I don't know. All I know is that I feel like there's a
Because apparently, if they went to Las Vegas to take the picture, they should have known it wasn't the right one. So they stole a picture. That's more important than what the picture was of, that the photographer's not getting credit. Unless the guy was the photographer.
Who the fuck runs a postal service? No wonder UPS is doing better than them.
Yeah, I don't know. Who does
right.
run the poster service?
The poster service?
A lot of
Okay, first off, they'll just pay this with the money that they're getting back from Lance Armstrong when he cheated the USPS, when he won the Tour de France. So they're getting $5 million from him.
You think
Okay.
they're ever going to see $5 million from Lance Armstrong?
Well, and then this guy will mail him the check. It'll get there just in time.
Is it certified? You're never going to get those.
No, they're going to send it by UPS.
Checks in the mail.
That's right.
Or somebody dumped it down the sewer.
Moving on.
If you can't trust the postal service, who can you trust?
Exactly. We're the most trusted government agency.
Oh, that's a...
It's right in front of the CIA.
And the EPA.
EPA.
When it was initially announced by Lucasfilm, a 2019 release date for the newest Indiana Jones movie was their projected goal. The latest news on the franchise before today gave fans a release date of summer 2020, with production starting next year. It seems that the film will miss this deadline entirely because there's a new writer on board and the film's production has been delayed to an unspecified date. Not fully satisfied by David Cope's, which is Jurassic Park's first draft, Lucasfilm and Spielberg have decided that it was their best interest to hire a new writer. They weren't impressed with David Cope's screenplay. Did they see the last movie? The screenplay for that? Because that wasn't good either. Temple of the Dog, or what was that last one?
Crystal Skull.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was Temple of the Dog.
Temple of the Dog. They were related. They were great. Jonathan Kasdan, who co-wrote Solo, a Star Wars story with Lawrence Kasdan, thanks Dad, has been tapped to rewrite the script. If things go smoothly, one can speculate that the film will commence production in 2020. At that point, Harrison Ford, who plays the main character, will be 78. Even though he has shown serious commitment recently through great action performances in The Force Awakens and Blade Runner 2049, Disney still has to get the film off the ground before he's dead. Anyone else excited to see a 78-year-old Indiana Jones?
No.
Are they going to have his son in it?
Shia LaDouche?
They said no.
Oh, wow, it was such a hit.
They said whatever form they put out, they will not have Shia LaBeouf's Mutt, whatever his character's last name was.
Dungy.
Mutt Dungy.
Yes. Jeff, again, we trademarked this 4 years ago that the first scene should be him falling into the Fountain of Youth and Chris Pratt coming out.
Yes.
And we have a whole new Indiana Jones. A whole fresh one.
Instead of falling into the Fountain of Youth, he fell into a refrigerator and saved him from a nuclear blast.
That's been tested.
But I believe they said nobody else is going to play Indiana
Correct.
Jones.
So it's not happening. Nick, are you excited about this?
Nope.
Okay, one, Disney paid a lot of money to get Lucasfilms. They should exploit Indiana Jones for all they can get. If that means someone else playing him, someone else should fucking play him.
Indiana Jones was $1. On top of the $1 billion at the
Well, that's $1 they need to get back on their investment.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't, like Jeff said, they need to have somebody else play Indiana Jones. Or reboot the whole thing. Get somebody else in there. You can't have...
Sean Connery. Maybe you could get Sean Connery in there.
What if you go with a young Indiana Jones?
Oh,
He's dead. River Phoenix can't do
River
it.
Phoenix.
How about Joaquin Phoenix?
Who played young Indiana Jones in the TV show?
River Phoenix's brother.
No.
You're making that
I have
up.
no idea.
Creek Phoenix?
Creek Phoenix, yes.
Okay, that's right until you prove us wrong. Creek Phoenix.
I like that idea. Go ahead, Doug. You're the expert on this. Quickies. According to Variety, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes...
Variety?
No, I said Variety.
You usually say Variety. That's what.
Carrie Russell is set to join the cast of the J.J. Abrams-helmed Star Wars Episode 9 film. This reunites her with the director after they previously worked on Mission: Impossible 3. And she since received critical acclaim for her starring role on FX's now concluded The Americans.
Is she going to cut her hair?
I hope so, because that would just ruin it. Apparently, Abrams and Lucasfilm have been meeting with a number of actresses the past 2 months, but Russell is who they wanted, and it's thought that 2 more actors will be cast before August. So right now, we have no idea whether she'll play a rebel, member of the First Order, or just something in between.
So they don't even mention the fact that J.J. Abrams and Kerry Russell did Felicity together.
They did not.
I mean, it's like, oh yeah,
And Felicity was a whole lot better than Mission Impossible 3.
And she had a very small role in Mission Impossible 3.
Did she? Have you seen all of them, Jeff?
Yeah, I've seen all of them.
Are you going to see the new one?
Yeah, I'll see the new one.
Okay.
Maybe not in the theater, but I'll see it.
Okay.
So does that basically mean they're just throwing money at people to say, hey, come be a part of our movie, we'll find a role for you?
Yeah.
Because that's what it sounds like here.
Well, it's J.J. Abrams. He brings his own group along usually.
She's going to be Princess Leia.
That's fine.
Young Indiana Jones with Sean Patrick Flannery.
I heard of him.
He was in, let's see, Mongolian Death Worm,
Awesome.
10-Inch Hero,
Oh, then some.
Simply Irresistible with Sarah Michelle
Oh,
Gellar,
God, that was awful.
and the Boondock Saints,
Yep.
Okay.
Suicide Kings.
Matthew Modine in that?
No.
I don't believe so. No.
Okay. Also, quickie here, Gal Gadot, this is now on the sheet. She dressed as Wonder Woman this past week and visited...
Her husband's a lucky man. Oh.
Yes.
Yes,
visited,
yes, I am.
visited a children's hospital
Oh.
to visit the kids. And it was really cool. Like, she didn't even want press for it, but I guess the nurses and the parents took pictures and put it out there. It was unannounced. She just kind of showed up.
I'm going to correct this here. The nurses didn't take pictures.
Sorry.
The nurses
Parents.
are not allowed to take pictures.
Really?
No, they are not.
Really?
They'll get fired for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that would happen.
Hippo?
Okay, so the
No,
parents.
no, not because of hip. No, they're just
It's just
because
employees.
there's a lot of people that go to our children's hospital that you never hear about.
Really?
Yes.
Good for them. Yeah. So so that is one good thing that has come out of the DC film universe.
So you're saying the paparazzi should just stake out our children's hospital, and they could get people going in and out all the time.
In other news, Ben Affleck did show up to Children's Hospital,
And they turned him away.
and 18 kids died. So, way to be, Ben Affleck. You weren't the bomb in Phantoms. Anonymous donor bought $1 million worth of remaining toys at North Carolina Toys R Us in order to donate them to charity. The Raleigh store did not open for its final scheduled day after the donor bought all of its stock, according to local CBS affiliate CBS 17.
They're on your side.
Employees told CBS 17 that they spent the last day on the job packing toys for the buyer. The anonymous buyer reportedly visited several Toys R Us stores to purchase toys.
Okay, but at the end of the business day, there was just crap in those stores.
Spend
Spend your $1 million on better stuff.
well, they got a lot of shelving, the kids.
Yes.
So that was good. They were
Pegboard, they got a lot of nice pegboards.
and you know what? That makes a comfy bed.
Fixtures, thanks, Mom.
That makes comfy beds.
The teddy bear missing an eye.
The good news is they also got a lot of Skylander
signage.
toys.
No.
They got signage. Aisle 4.
A pricing gun.
They got an Xbox 360 display model that doesn't work. That was good. They got a TV that doesn't work. So I'm sure there's a lot of good things out there.
They probably got some videotapes from the.
Security camera.
Is that Gal Gadot?
You know what? I'll put it this way: if they're lucky, they'll have the. What do you call it? The introductory new employee introductory videos.
We have the sexual harassment videos.
Well, no, I wasn't in the sexual harassment videos. I was in the new employee video.
Really?
Really?
Of what not to do?
No, just a little. Hey, welcome to the team, and then when they show you around the store or whatever, there was one scene I was in the back.
Oh, I thought you were like hosting the
No,
video.
I wasn't. I was in the background unloading a truck when they're saying, "Oh yeah, you might have to unload trucks." And
Get the hell out of here, you assholes. We're trying to do our fucking job.
On IMDb.
oh, and by the way, the guy who is doing it says he was a department head at our store. He wasn't. He was just a paid actor.
on IMDb, Jeff is listed as uncredited in that video.
Why is that guy masturbating in the back? What's going on?
Although when I worked at the theater, what was the name of the guy who did? Was it Blind Date or
Oh God, Blind Date.
was that the
I
name?
remember that show.
Was that the name of the show?
Show or movie?
Show.
TV show. Doug, who plays the blind date
Roger
host?
somebody.
Corman.
No, it wasn't Roger Corman. he was the guy that did all our employee videos at the theater.
Roger Lodge.
Roger Lodge,
Yeah.
that's
I
it.
forgot all about Blind Date. That was like MST3K for dates.
But yeah, Roger Lodge was the guy who did all the I think for all theaters in the
His career
Motion
kind of
Picture
fell,
Theater
didn't it?
Association.
I guess Blind Date
No, it
was
went
his
up.
peak.
I think those were done before
Okay.
Blind Date.
Better than Castaway or whatever
They
that
were
was.
pretty old videos, I'll tell you that.
Shipmates that Chris Hardwick did. Of course, he's not doing Talking Dead either soon. Let's see. So there you go. There's your positive news of the geek this week. We got a lot of positive stories there.
Oh, those were positive.
Well, Gal Gadot.
No, I'll give you Gal
The
Gadot.
$1 million of fixtures that the guy donated. That's very nice of him.
Light bulbs! Let's hit each other with these.
You may need to go to the hospital. Why? No reason. No
Fluorescent tubes? Are these lightsabers?
We never once broke those light bulbs on other people while working at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Never happened.
Let's listen to some promos from our friends.
Hey, this is Liz,
And this is Heather,
and we are Nerdy Bitches Podcast.
a show where two geeky ladies podcast their way through pop culture.
From movies and TV to our regular book club and everything in between, we bring you our favorite fandoms with a feminine eye.
We're talking Star Wars, Star Trek, Harry Potter, DC, Marvel, comic books, and anime.
And don't forget sci-fi, fantasy, action movies, video games, D&D, board games, and so much more.
Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, or wherever you find awesome podcasts.
You can also find us hanging out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and at nerdybitches.com.
Talk to you soon.
Jeff, what are you doing September 14th through 16th?
I'm going to be going to the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
That's right, from Duke at the Duke Energy Convention Center, September 14th through 16th. Get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com. Last week we talked about some of the actors and actresses there, including
Yes.
Peter Mayhew, Carl Urban, Summers Glau, and Doug's favorite, Agent Phil Coulson.
Yes, I'm excited.
He bought Sports Night.
Yes. Calvin Traeger.
That's right. But we also have a lot of comic book artists and writers that are going to be there. Dave Akins is going to be there. He's from, he did Zombies. He's done a lot of kids' comic books as well, including Dora the Explorer. So my kid will be happy about that. Also, Mike Zeck, who, if you grew up in the 80s, you will know him. He did Secret Wars, the Marvel miniseries. And my favorite, the G.I. Joe comic book series from the 1980s. That a lot of people that equate at my age to G.I. Joe to that series. So Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, everybody there. Also, Darryl Banks is returning. He did Green Lantern. He worked on Green Lantern a lot. John Beatty. He also did Secret Wars along with Captain America. And Andy Bennett, who does a lot of freelance work as well. So he's there. And you can get a lot of commissions from all of these guys, too. So just to let you know. They announced a lot of cosplayers this week. So check out Cincinnati Comic Expo for that. And who else is going to be there at our show? Winter is coming? Nikolai?
Costavalls.
Nikolai Costervalls.
What's his name? What's his name?
Costavalls.
Coster Waldo.
Thank you. From Game of Thrones. He's going to be there as well. So, and the Karate Kid, Jeff. Who is that? Billy?
William Zabka.
That's right. So get your tickets September 14th through the 16th at the Duke Energy Convention Center. Go to Cincinnati Comic Expo and check out their Facebook page and their website because they announce a lot of different guests every Tuesday or Wednesday. And you can also follow us because Hobie will be there too, playing lots of trivia.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
All right, we really don't have many bombs to talk about this week because it looks like all the new movies made some monies. So we'll jump right into those. Number one at the box office this week, we got Ant-Man and the Wasp. Made $76 million in its opening week on a $162 million budget. Jason said it was good. No one else here saw it.
I enjoyed it. I thought the first one was okay. This one was a lot more enjoyable.
More Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah, her and Rudd did a really good job. I enjoyed that they were both, they played off each other pretty well. You can also read the review at nerdly.co.uk my review, non-spoiler. But
So where's 76 million on their schedule for it? Did that under?
that actually went over what they expected. They were expecting 65 to 70. Worldwide, it's already made its money back. But they said they're expecting about 150 to 180 million total domestically, just because it's a smaller Marvel film in theory, of their name. But like I said, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was very well done. I thought the special effects was good, and everybody did a really good job in it. And Ghost is awesome, the main villain. She did a really great job in it, and I like the character.
Excellent. All right. Number 2, another movie Jason has seen, The Incredibles 2, made another $29 million, a total of $504.5 million on a $200 million budget.
Bust.
Number 1 animated movie, highest gross animated domestically movie of all time.
Really?
Yep. Doug, did you see this yet?
Wow.
No.
Wait a minute! I'm a Disney fanatic, and you haven't seen Incredibles 2?
I like the parks. I don't see many of the movies. I've never seen Coco.
Oh my god.
What?
No,
I haven't seen Coco either.
But yet you...
It's on Netflix.
yeah,
yet-
I know.
but yet you-
I think we own it too, but no, I haven't seen it.
But yet you like Brave and Merida, or whatever her name is?
Meridia?
Whatever.
Merida?
Meridia? Yeah, Meridia.
Moana?
Moana's good. Yes, Moana's in Brave. No, I think it was a good film. Incredibles 2 is good. I don't know if it's the best movie of all time with 504 million, but it was enjoyable.
Okay, number 3, another movie that Jason really loved, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, made another $28.5 million, total of $333.5 million on a budget of $170 million.
Best film ever. Go see it.
4.5 stars.
6 thumbs up? I don't know. I did put my name on the line to buy the tickets for opening night of The Meg.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I got $12 in credit to Fandango, so I thought, I can get a movie that I want.
You keep tweeting about this movie. This is the stupid shark movie?
Yes.
It's a Megalodon.
This looks like to be one of the worst movies ever made.
It looks so funny and bad, but I have to see it.
No, you don't.
And I asked my wife, I was like, hey, that night I'm going to go see it, just put it on the calendar. And she's like, why? And I go, well, I was going to ask you if you wanted to go to see it with me, go out, just me and you. And she's like, I think I'll pass.
I can't help but think your wife says why a lot.
She just shakes her head now a lot.
She's like a 4-year-old. Why? Why?
But the problem is her question's justified.
I met some smart 4-year-olds.
Number 4, a movie Jason has not seen, The First Purge.
Get out there, Jason.
Made $7 million in its opening
17.
weekend. I'm sorry, $17 million
Call
in its
it her.
opening weekend. A total of $31 million on a budget of $13 million.
Did you see the trailer came out for the TV show of this, The Purge?
Oh God, they're making a TV show.
It didn't look horrible. It's a 10-episode limited series, and it's about
Was this a 4th of July movie?
The Purge.
Well, the fact that it's $17 million in its opening weekend, but it did a total of $31 million.
Yes, it is. Sorry, 4th of July.
So for the weekend, it did $17
I think the last
million.
one came out 4th of July too.
I think it did.
It probably does around Independence Day.
The TV show, they showed the trailer. It looks pretty, they're not holding back on the violence. That was the biggest concern, I guess, fans said of it. And it looks decent. I mean, they do flashbacks to why they're doing the Purge.
Wait. There's violence?
Well, they said the TV show, they were worried that they weren't going to show the violence because it's pretty gruesome in the movie.
There's violence in the movies?
There's violence inherent in the system.
Oh, yeah?
Moving on.
Are you repressed?
I am being repressed. Number 5, Sicario, Day of the Soldado, made $7.5 million, a total of $35.5 million on a budget of $35 million.
Hey, got some money back. Though. Make a third one.
Have you seen the first one yet?
No.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean he didn't buy
stock
in it.
I do own stock in it on...
in the third one or second one?
Just the second one.
Okay.
The third one's not listed yet. As soon as it's listed, I'm buying.
Okay. It's Scario is what it's under.
Upcoming July 13th, 2018, we have Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation.
This is a pretty in-depth plot here. While on a family vacation with his family, Count Dracula makes a romantic connection.
With Van Helsing.
Wait a minute, I'm confused, though. He's on a family vacation with his family?
Yes.
I don't get it.
Nick, do you go on your family vacations with your family?
No.
Hookers and blow?
Hell no.
Okay. Good call.
Also coming out, Skyscraper.
This looks horrible, right?
Yes. Okay. The plot of this is another in-depth plot. A father goes to great lengths to save his family from a burning skyscraper.
Do you see who plays The Rock's wife in this?
This is The Rock. Campbell.
Nev Campbell.
Really?
I was actually watching some movie, I don't even know, Jurassic World, I think, with your sister, Jeff, and Jim, and we both looked at each other at the same time and went, Nev Campbell? What happened to her?
She married The Rock, apparently.
Yeah. The one review I read today was Skyscraper should be a lot more fun than it is. And so I was like, well, that's not a good sign. Skyscraper gets blown up or gets caught on fire by terrorists.
All I know is they're advertising the fuck out of it on YouTube.
Rock plays a military veteran who loses his leg, and there's one scene that he uses his prosthetic
leg to beat the shit out of somebody?
Yes. And to keep an elevator door open.
That's what it's used for.
Yes. Yeah. Looks great. What else we got?
Buy, sell.
The stock.
The stock of these actors. The numbers are from the Hollywood Stock Exchange. If you're interested, we have a History of Bad Ideas League over at the Hollywood Stock Exchange, which is what, hsx.com?
hsx.com.
Yep. And then just look for the History of Bad Ideas under leagues and sign up. It's free. And it's just for bragging rights. I think we got 13 teams in it now. So, which is good because up until 3 weeks ago we had 2 or 3.
3, yes.
So.
And one guy, I think, just stumbled upon it and said, this looks easy to win.
Now he's like, shit.
Yeah. Wow, everyone now is signing up?
And somebody cleared out the scores. What do we got?
Paul Rudd. He's going for $146.71.
Okay.
By comparison, Chris Evans is going for $151.51.
What are you doing with it, Jeff?
That's kind of high, but Paul Rudd, I think, might be worth it. I think he's got a pretty long career, even non-Marvel related movies. Paul Rudd.
So you're buying?
I think I'll say buy Paul Rudd.
I'll buy. Doug?
Yeah, because he'll be in Avengers 4 and he'll get...
He'll be in Ant-Man 3.
Did you see Evangelina Lilly said... Yeah, she doesn't think they're going to be in number 3.
There should be. It's a good
She said...
But she's signed to like 9 movies. Yeah, they're all signed.
The rumor is that after Avengers 4, their Ant-Man and Wasp will be joining. I'm dead serious. West Coast Avengers is what the next.
Well, it would make sense for them to go to if they're going at West Coast.
They're thinking not any more Avengers. Well, titled Avengers. It'll be West Coast Avengers. Is what it's called.
Yeah, because
Strange is out there.
Helmsworth.
Evans
and
Downey
are all out after the next one.
The rumor is that Hemsworth might come back because they really liked him in the last Thor movie.
And because Hemsworth realized it's the only thing he can do.
Red Dawn 2.
Black Hat.
Black Hat.
I think you're helping my argument. Thank you.
Isn't it the one that Halle Berry gets naked in?
No,
that was Swordfish.
Yeah, no.
They said West Coast Avengers with Doctor Strange leading the group with Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I forget who else they said it was going to be moved into.
Does that mean a Great Lakes Adventures will be in the works?
Squirrel Girl. Doug, there's many actors and actresses that would like to play roles of superheroes.
Yes, and they tell you about it.
Every single time. Sorry, go ahead. Nick, are you buying or selling Paul Rudd?
I think I got to sell.
Oh.
Well, if you look at, you want to talk about all the stuff that Paul Rudd's going to do. Is he going to be as big as Chris Evans?
No.
And Chris Evans is at 151, and he's already done a lot of his films.
I will sell Paul Rudd because this year already his high was 157.
Oh.
He's already down to 145.
Oh. Look at you coming down with the stock information.
I personally feel that outside of Marvel movies, Paul Rudd has a better chance of pulling money in than Chris Evans.
Okay.
The only thing he has listed non-Marvel, Will. He starts with Zach Galifianakis.
Sell.
Reunite. In a world with no free will, people's lives are determined by scribes in heaven who write down the daily routine of each living soul. Galifianakis plays Rudd's scribe who decides to quit his job, leaving Rudd up to his own fate.
Ooh, I like it. Maybe I'll wait to buy the thing because he's going to have to come down a little.
Now
But
that, if you want to buy that, it's only $1.27 on HSX.
ooh, I'll go for that. I'll just buy the stock for Will, and
That's a good idea. Don't just buy one share, though.
No.
that's all I've been doing is buying a share.
No wonder you're losing.
Beating you.
That's not saying.
Not anymore. Jason is now in 4th.
Oh! Don't call it a comeback!
We won't.
Okay. The purge came through for me.
And Evangeline Lilly,
Bye. Oh, sorry.
191.32. Comparison: Jordana Brewster is at 174.07.
Lily is one of the highest costing females on for stock.
I am stunned by this
I am too,
because
actually.
outside of these movies, I don't know what else she's.
The Hobbit movies.
Yeah, but those have been out for years now.
She was in Hobbit movies?
Yep.
Okay.
Real Steel and The Hurt Locker.
Was she in The Lord of the Rings or just The Hobbit?
Just The Hobbit.
Okay.
The Desolation of Smog and the Battle.
And she played a
Smog.
character created just for the movies, not something that was a Tolkien
Wouldn't you
creation.
if you could get Lily?
Well, that's true, but
I'm sure, probably Star Wars would sign her and just create a role for her.
Sorry,
I would.
Carrie Russell, you're out.
maybe that was the. Did she sign in for Star Wars? Now that you mention that, someone look that up. That's
Doug?
something familiar.
You buying or selling?
So
I'm selling unless.
Unless
I'm
she's
still
in Star
selling.
Wars.
Even if she is in Star Wars, I'm selling.
I am too. I think she peaked.
Yep, me too.
and she
Next.
Sell.
so she's already down to 190.76.
Oh!
So she's dropped 50 cents or so.
Okay. Next week we get to bid on the stock of Adam Sandler. I hope you're excited.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
Buy.
I think he is pretty high. In stock, I mean. I love that music. Top 5 this week. This is from inspired by Kevin at Cincy Explorer with his, I guess, bad review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
4.5 stars is a bad review.
B minus.
All these movies got 4.5 stars.
I don't know what the scale is. Anyways, top 5 worst films you have watched at a movie theater.
So you've actually went in and sat
paid.
down. Did you have to pay?
Well, some of us didn't because we had friends in high places at the movie theater. But you actually took your time to go to the theater, buy concessions most of the time, and watch these films.
And I'll say, I worked like over 7 years at a theater. So the movies that I watched as part of my job, I'm not counting. I'm talking about, I walked into the theater with, the regular public, watched a movie. Most of the time paid for, but some of them I might have gotten passes for since I knew people. But nothing that I screened as part of my
Your job. I
do have a list of those that I will read at the end,
Okay.
but that's not my top 5 list.
I feel like a lot of the movies I watched with you for 7 years, and my brother worked there, my other brother, worked there for 10 years, I think, or something.
Your other brother, the Ditman's brother?
Yes, the Ditman's brother.
Okay.
He worked there for a long time, and I got to see a lot of movies there. I felt like we had a lot of fun with it because we got to talk during them and make fun of the bad ones.
Yeah.
There's only 2 on here that were so bad I had to do it. One with you and one with my brother that we watched. But most of them, it was I paid for. So top 5 worst films you watch at a movie theater. Doug, what is your number 5?
I was really hoping Blake would be here to help me out, but
Still got Dutch NTZs.
I went with The Last Jedi. I was just disappointed. It was really, the prequels, I don't know why, I don't recall those as much, but The Last Jedi I was just really disappointed in.
Nick, what you got, number 5?
Well, it's one that I went to the theater to watch. I can't say that I watched it all because I might have slept through some of it all, and I slept through it with Jim and Jeff. It's a Luther.
We discussed, is Nick going to have Luther on?
Nick's going to have Luther on his list because he thinks it's a bad movie, but he hasn't seen all the shit we saw.
Was that with Jim Caviezel?
No.
Idris Elba?
No, not Idris Elba. Was that not Jim Caviezel?
Doug, look that up, Luther. I thought it was Jim Caviezel.
That might have been.
I'm trying to remember.
I
About
forgot-
Martin Luther.
Yeah.
Luther. I forgot all about that movie, Nick. That was a good one. I like that one. That was horrible.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't good.
Couldn't tell you.
It was a biography of Martin Luther.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't make my list.
Oh, it was so exciting when he nailed the referendum to the church doors.
It was.
That was the action scene. Jim, what's your number 5?
Of course, I hobied this.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go with House of the Dead and House of Wax.
You see, I actually had fun at that. I thought of House of the Dead. I had fun with that one.
I had fun watching it, but it was such a horrible film that we sat there and made fun of it the entire time.
Joseph Fiennes was Martin Luther.
Oh, Joseph Fiennes. He looks like Jim Caviezel. Now.
Yes.
But it was such an awful film that it was fun to make fun of.
Mm-hmm.
That was half the fun going to the crappy
Yes.
movies when we watch them, previewed them with Joe.
Because my brother had to suffer through the summer of Freddie Prinze. Still I'm recovering from that. House of Wax was not good with Paris Hilton.
It just wanted her to die.
Yeah, that
And she did.
That was on last October on AMC, like their Halloween Fest.
Yeah.
And I ended up watching probably a good part of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is bad." I forgot how bad that was. What's your number 5, Jeff?
My number 5 is The Interpreter. Sean Penn and
Nicole
Kidman. It just wasn't a good movie.
It
had a bunch of they had a bunch of terrible lines that we were quoting for a while after that. Like, you can't say things to me like that with blood on your face.
It's been a long time since I smelled beautiful.
No, different movie.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like, here, let me show you how to put a gun down.
How do you put a gun down, Jeff? Carefully.
Let me show you how to put a gun down. Yeah, just put it down. I don't think, not really a complex-ish series of movements you have to make.
You don't throw it as hard as you can on the ground?
I still think Sean Penn's one of the most overrated actors of our
Oh,
lifetime.
he is.
I don't get his appeal at all. Mystic River, he chewed that scene.
Oh, yeah. Mystic River could have been a good movie,
I
but
liked
I thought
Mystic River, but I didn't really like him.
I thought
Yeah.
his performance was terrible. I can't understand he won an Academy Award for that. And the biggest problem with Mystic River was just the whole plot was so dependent on a lot of coincidences all happening at the same time.
Of course.
Yeah, no, that was just terrible.
Terrible. My number 5 is the only one that I have on here that I actually previewed with you, Jeff.
Okay.
And it was horrible because I loved the first one. And this one, I think I fell asleep. I was bored. I didn't care. Pirates of the Caribbean 2. I hate that film.
Oh, wow.
Everybody
Okay.
was turning on each other. And then you had this big reveal at the end, and it was like, nobody cares. This is the captain from the first one. Who cares?
I mean, I won't say it was a good movie, but no way was it falling on one of my terrible
I think it
lists.
was because I had expectations pretty high because I loved the first one. And the second one was horrible. The third one was bad. But the second one, I hate.
And you saw the third one in the theater?
Yeah, but
And you
that
didn't
one I had no expectations for.
Oh, wow, because the third one was much worse than the second
I
one.
agree. As a whole, it is. But going into the theater and
Was
seeing
that
the
on
second
Stranger
one,
Tides?
No, that was the fourth one.
the fourth one,
That's
yeah.
Penelope Cruz.
The third one was Dead Man's Chest?
At World's End.
At World's End.
World's
Second
End.
one was Dead
Dead
Man's
Man's
Chest.
Oh, with the whirlpool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Number 4 for me is a movie that I went to see with my friends, and another one I had somewhat high expectations for because I liked the first one. Blair Witch 2: Book of Secrets. That movie was awful and was tough to even try to make fun of.
Never saw it.
Horrible film. Horrible. I got out of there. It's like I don't know what the fuck I watched. What's your number 4, Jeff?
My number 4 is one I was discussing with these guys off air before you showed up, Jason. And I'm still blaming you for this one.
Okay.
Is Dude, Where's My Car?
I guess Brown.
I was telling the story on how, you told everybody that, you told a bunch of us, we're going to go to the movies, I can get passes. This is before I worked at the theater. My brother can get his passes. So we show up and you're like, I got 4 passes, so you handed them out to 3 people and told everybody else they had to pay their own way in.
I remember that.
What a dick move.
I know,
Dick move.
such a dick move. So I had to pay my own way in, and I swear to God, if I knew that if I came out after the first 20 minutes and complained, I could have got my money back, I would have. But I thought, you can't get your money back at a theater, as I found out that was wrong when I worked there. But, I knew if I complained and I could get my money back, I would have, and would have just left you guys at the theater because that movie was so bad.
What's my tattoo say?
Dude.
Oh, what's mine say?
Sweet!
I have a question. Why didn't he just take the 4 free tickets and then buy the rest of the tickets you need, divide that by the total group, and everybody would have had discounted tickets?
Because I have a speech impediment.
You've heard his speech impediment? You should see him do math.
His math impediment.
Reading is my best.
I would call what he did a burger move, but I won't insult you.
I appreciate that.
What's number 4, Jim?
I hope he does.
Okay.
Of course.
This is the House Bunny
Oh, God, that is bad.
and Man of the House.
Man of the House. Which one
Tommy
is
Lee
that?
Jones, when he got put in the sorority
Oh,
too.
God!
Sorority movies.
Yeah, see how they... I didn't even put sorority boys in here.
I like sorority boys.
I noticed so far all of Jim's movies have the word house in them.
Yes. I think that's all I have of the House.
I forgot all about that movie.
Yeah.
Still remember the poster, but man, that was awful. Okay.
You saw that in the theater?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Next question number 4. Did you find 5 movies that you
I
saw?
did.
Okay.
It's going to be more good movies.
Number 4 for me is The Village.
Yeah. We talked about that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, you guys. I was looking through lists of bad. See, what I did was I pulled the list of bad movies and I went down the list and was like, one I actually saw. Write it down. There's another one I actually saw.
Why
Write
didn't
it
you
down.
like The Village?
It
was just on the list?
No, it was the end.
Okay.
The end of it was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I liked the end.
I did too. But I can see why people didn't like it. I get it.
I'm not sure if I don't think I did like the end.
I like the costume of the monsters.
Well, I'm talking about the end of it where they go over the wall or the fence or whatever, and they walk
find
into
out
the town, and it's like
modern day.
Modern day, yeah.
It's like,
Spoilers!
Spoiler, I haven't seen it yet.
Damn. Damn, we're sorry.
Yeah, no, they do now.
The Village takes place in modern day.
all the rest of it with the cabin that you shall not go to. That's fine if you think that they're like trying to hide them from something else, but the fact that they're just trying to hide them, think it's like 15th century versus 2005.
They're trying to hide them from the evils of the modern day world.
They built a wall.
That's called the Amish.
Did you think they should have been more creative in the shed that you should not enter? Jeff, do not turn this power switch off. Thanks, Island. We won. Doug, what's number 4?
Like with you, I went with Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
The third one?
The third one, yes. I'd seen the first one on TV, thought it was pretty good. Saw the second one at the movie. It's like, okay, this is good. I liked it. And then the third one I thought was horrible.
I thought like some of the action scenes were actually pretty well done in the second one.
Yeah.
I didn't like the cliffhanger in the second one was my biggest problem. But
Was it better
that,
than the Matrix 2 cliffhanger?
I don't remember what the cliffhanger was of the second Matrix
I don't know.
movie.
They got like the bad guy and they're both dead, him and Neo. I don't know. It was awful. What's your number 3, Doug?
I hobied this.
Okay.
This is movies. When he was younger, we took our son to Rugrats in Paris.
Oh.
Rugrats was a Nickelodeon show. Half hour is about the extent of it. Mm-hmm. You stretch it out, good Lord. And then In Sync, Bigger Than Live. In IMAX.
Why did you see that?
We were on vacation, I think Chicago, and it was playing at one of the IMAX theaters, and because there was no cursing in the, he listened to Backstreet Boys and In Sync.
I can see that with Fish.
fits.
Yeah.
Yep. and
This opens up a whole world of insults.
Well, and then at the time, Linkin Park, you listen to that too because they don't have cursing in that. So you starts about 10 minutes in, and he was probably 6 or 7. He's asleep. So we have to sit through this whole damn. It was just a concert video or movie.
Yeah.
but-
No, you pick him up, carry him out, and get your money back.
And you go, bye, bye, bye.
That was the opening song.
Then you didn't leave? They told you bye.
Nick, what's your... That might be awful.
Yeah, I truly feel sorry for you on
honestly,
that one.
I think Rugrats in Paris was worse.
I could see that.
Did that one have Reptar in it?
Yeah. Or maybe it was just the regular Rugrats, but whatever Rugrats movies there were, they were all
Anything
horrible.
over a half hour with Rugrats is awful.
Yes.
What's your number 3, Nick?
Number 3, I've got Employee of the Month.
Whoa. I didn't see it in the theater, thank God.
I didn't either. That could have been good.
I screened that one. It wasn't good. No, yeah.
I can't remember why or who I went to it with, but I know that I went to the theater and saw it, and yeah.
Was that Dak Shepard and
Dane Cook, Jessica Simpson. What's your number 3, Jim?
had to Hobie this one too.
Are there houses in it?
No, there's no houses in this one. These are kind of like
porn.
No, groups that are like world police, like the Thunderbirds.
I thought about Thunderbirds.
That was awful.
Yes, it was.
And G.I. Joe.
Oh, G.I. Joe. That was a tough one to make fun of.
G.I. Joe is my third.
Why? Yeah. This is the second time today I've talked about G.I. Joe to somebody else. Oh, fair.
G.I. Joe came out after I actually stopped working at the theater, so I did go up to watch that one.
Really?
Yeah.
And wow. I really wanted it to be good. Even after I knew Transformers sucked balls and it was probably going to be like that, it was worse than I thought it was going to be.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was awful in it.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't give much to work with, but...
No, I mean, the plot was awful. They bastardized any...
relationship.
To the comics, yeah, or in the original cartoon and everything. It was just awful.
That was your number 3, Jeff?
That was my number 3, yes.
My number 3, I hobied it. Dog of Flanders. Doug, do you remember watching this one with our older brother? Or what? Well, your younger brother, my older brother.
Yes, because I remember him getting up in the middle of it saying, "Hey, come with me." And we walked out and had you watching it.
Yes, yes. It was horrible.
They left you in there. Oh,
it was fine because...
It was terrible.
Nothing happened.
No.
Nothing... I couldn't even tell you what it's about. A dog in Flanders. I don't know.
I don't know, yeah.
I hobied that with a movie that my parents took me to see because they really wanted to see it, and it did not appeal to me when I was 10 years old. Little Man Tate. Remember that one?
I didn't think that was a bad movie.
When you're 10, it is.
It was filmed in Cincinnati.
It was, but it was horrible when you're 10 or 11. You're like, what the fuck am I seeing this? Oh, because my parents wanted to see it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd bring a 10-year-old to it.
No, it was not good. I remember being bored to tears on it. Number 2, Doug, I did the same thing you did. Movies I've taken my kids to see. Hobied it. Trolls.
Mm-hmm.
So bad, I fell asleep in it for a good 30 minutes. And I hobied that with quite possibly one of the worst animated films I've watched in a long, long time.
Boss Baby.
Planes.
Ooh.
Planes.
But no,
bad.
that's Disney's Planes. You have to like it.
Planes, Fire and Rescue, the sequel was better, but this one was originally for DVD, and they decided to put it in theaters. Oh, in the world above cars.
For the record, I'm the Disney fan. I've seen neither of those.
Smart man.
Planes? I got Planes, Fire and Rescue. You want to borrow it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, horrible film. So, Jeff, what's number 2?
Well, my number 2 is a pretty obvious one that I think a lot of people might agree with me on, and that's Batman and Robin.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Good pick.
I actually did go pay see that in the theater in the mid-'90s whenever that was out.
You know what killed the Ice Age? That didn't work.
Yeah.
You know what killed the dinosaurs?
The Ice Age.
Was that your Bill Cosby?
I don't know who it was because he didn't say it.
You know what killed... Do you know what killed the dinosaurs? Roofies.
Was that Kevin Spacey?
Yes. That's Salacious Crumb. What's your number 3 or 2, Jem?
My number 2, I hobied this. The first one I'm going to say is Soul Plane.
Oh, yeah.
And the worst part about that is that wasn't the worst movie that I saw that week about airplanes or airports, because that brings me to the next one, The Terminal.
Oh, for Tom Hanks! Oh, my God.
Saw them both in the same week.
Told you that Spielberg's a hack.
Soul Plane had more action than The Terminal.
They were both... we were throwing... bottles at the screen at Soul Plane, yelling and screaming, and then when there was like a break in it, so Jeff had to go check the projector, so we all hid.
And I didn't blame them if they had left.
Oh, God.
Then The Terminal might, like, I think the only movie where, like, there's nothing that happened even less than that was The Happening.
Yes! The trees!
It was just so boring. The movie went nowhere.
And
Wait a minute,
Tom
you got-
Hanks' performance was terrible. The writing wasn't good.
No. Directing was not good.
Yeah.
It's all in
Spielberg's
black.
a hack, I
It was
tell
all in
you.
black and white, except for the red. Nick, what's your number 2?
Number 2 for me is The Glimmer Man.
Oh, with Damon Wayans, or not Damon, Keenan Ivory Wayans?
No, it's the what's the action? It's an action movie with
I think Glimmer Man was with that.
I don't know the Glimmer Man at all.
You want to find out
what's
for you?
it's what's his name?
Some interesting
Steven
podcasting
Seagal.
here.
Yeah.
Well,
Steven Seagal and Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah.
There you go.
Steven Seagal and Keenan, former government operative, renowned for his stealth, Steven Seagal, is now a Los Angeles police detective. When a series of horrible murders occurs in the metro area, he's assigned to the case along with tough-talking fellow cop Keenan Ivory Wayans. Although the two men clash, they gradually become effective partners as they uncover a conspiracy linked to the killings, which also involves terrorism and organized crime.
all right, Nick, that sounds terrible, and you have my sympathies.
All you see right before you die is a glimmer.
Who said that? Steven Seagal or...
I think it was Steven Seagal.
The screenwriting is really good because the main characters, can you get more generic? Jack Cole and Jim Campbell.
No Jim Jones.
No.
John Smith.
Doug, what's your number 2?
This is a movie I went in with low expectations, but I was like, you know what? I have hope. Justice League.
I was going to guess that.
It was horrible.
So that was on free HBO weekend this
Yes,
weekend.
I DVR'd it.
I did too.
I DVR'd a bunch of stuff, but it was. I watched a little bit of it. It's like Steppenwolf's horrible.
He looked like a video game boss.
Yes, he was terrible. That's what I said. Yeah,
I saw 15 minutes of it because I got to save it for Jeff. We got to watch it together.
I have not seen this movie yet.
Jeff.
Aquaman's good. Flash pretty good. Wonder Woman's pretty good.
Right there, you just named 3 reasons why it couldn't make my list, because my lists don't have anything good on them.
Yeah, that movie wasn't good. I saw it in the theater, but it's nowhere close to, I think, a lot of these.
I don't remember a lot of the movies I've seen. You know, I did what Nick did. Okay, I looked down this list. Okay, yeah, I think I might have seen that. Did I see it at home or So yeah.
Justice League, Jeff. It's going to be tough for us to get by.
It will be.
Yeah, Steppenwolf was awful.
Yes.
There's no doubt about that. You can't get around that.
Like I said, thought was it Batman versus Superman, Suicide Squad. I thought the first half of the movie really, even Wonder Woman. I thought the first half was good. The second half kind of fell apart. I thought, hey, I'll get half a movie out of this. No,
There's a lot of cartoon action in it.
it was
What's your number 1, Doug?
Okay, this is going way back. So this is from 1981.
Oh my
So
God.
I was 12.
E.T.?
No, I actually watched E.T.
Although I should put E.T. on my list.
at the movie theater. Some people when went to see E.T. had their hands over their eyes so they
Because it
didn't
was so bad.
see E.T.
Even 3 years old, I knew it was bad.
No, mine was Under the Rainbow.
What?
What the fuck is that?
That was a great movie! Was that Chevy Chase?
Chevy Chase and Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, there was a was
Rainbow?
it a meeting of the people who played the Munchkins or something.
Yes.
And oh god, now I'm trying to remember what the exact plot was. There was a murder in it or something.
That's it.
Was that a comedy?
Yeah.
Nazis, federal agents, aristocrats, and 150 little people descend on Hollywood for the filming of The Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah, sorry, it was about the filming. Yeah, that's
if you watch the trailer, and I just vaguely recall it, but it's like I remember seeing the trailer. It's any racial stereotype. The Japanese are
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, that was great." That's because I think 12-year-old me liked it when it was on HBO because something was funny. Because I don't even remember much about it.
So you're saying Vince McMahon wrote it?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
Hey, Wang, what's with the pictures? It's a parking lot.
Hey, Tony Atlas, I know you're black, right? You want to be Samba Simba? You go back to your African roots? I think that's a little racist. Go do it! You come with an African headdress. What? Hey, one-man guy, you want to be Akeem the African Dream? Fucking idiot. What's your number 1, Nick?
So my number 1, it's a movie that the wife picked, and she actually apologized after the movie and told me that she owes me at least a couple after that one.
Couple what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bend It Like Beckham.
Oh, with Keira Knightley. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. It was a soccer movie.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
That was interesting.
Yeah, Bend It, hence the Beckham.
It could have been Victoria.
No.
It could have been about Spice Girls.
Except it was out before she was married to him.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
I wanna.
I really, really, really want a Zigga Zigga.
That was not a good. Well, it was.
No, that was terrible. Terrible. I mean,
No, I meant the movie.
oh, I thought you meant.
I don't remember it being
I never saw it.
horrible, but I
saw
don't
about
remember
half
it.
of it, and it wasn't good.
It was bad.
Okay.
It was real bad.
I remember it being bad because Nick told me that Jenny made him go watch it.
Jim, what's your number one?
There were so many bad movies, I had to hobby this one too.
Okay.
This one, I'm surprised it's not on everybody's list. Showgirls.
You paid to see that.
Oh, opening weekend.
Yeah, I didn't see it in the theater, so
I didn't either.
Yeah, it lived up to the billing of being god awful, but all the nudity and sex scenes, and it was just
couldn't even make up for it.
yeah, just about couldn't even make up for it.
Was it a realistic swimming sex scene?
It was interesting.
I think she was having a seizure.
Definitely having a seizure. But the best part about it, it was pretty much a sold out theater, so we're in there, and it was so bad that we were yelling and making comments at the screen, and people were laughing at us, not yelling at us.
There's lots of nudity, though.
And lots of, hey, where's Screech?
If only you knew, he could have been in it.
You
Yes.
hobbied that with what?
I hobbied that with probably, I use the term to describe things that are great because of this movie, torque. That movie was just torque-tastic.
There's a line.
Between real
and hyper real.
This
This summer, ride that line. Straight off the edge. How long is your tagline?
That was the whole poster.
Well, again, I gave it my own tagline where Scab Jeff thought it was. Is that really the thing when I said, torque, where you are the endangered species?
That movie was so bad.
That was bad.
Adam Scott was in it.
He was. Jamie Presley was in it.
I have a question, Jim. If you would have taken all this money you have spent for these horrible movies and invested it, how rich would you be?
He would have at least 5 shares of Paul Rudd.
Out of all of these,
How many did you actually spend money on?
I only spent money on one of those films.
Oh, okay.
Showgirls?
Showgirls.
Okay.
And I have a nice list of honorable mentions, too.
Jeff, what's your number one?
Let's see. My number one is a movie I had to see
Okay.
pretty much because of the title.
Yeah.
It's like, this has got to be good. They're finally doing it. Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, how Marlon Wayans.
Oh, it was so god-awful. Like, if you want to know how to not do a fantasy adventure movie, watch that, because every choice they make is the wrong choice. It's terrible from the acting, the casting, the makeup, the special effects.
Was it worse than In the Name of the King?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know what's better than that? Knights of Badassdom.
I saw Knights of Badassdom. That wasn't good.
No, it
But it was
wasn't.
much
It was
better than Dungeons and Dragons. Thora Birch, Jeremy Irons.
You had to stop at Thora Birch. My number one is a movie I saw with your sister. And Jack Black, Ben
Stiller.
Yeah. Envy. Worst film I have ever seen. I laughed at one scene, and it's because the kid beats up the batting tee because he struck out. And that was it. And I think it was just a pity laugh.
You didn't think it was funny that they used Vaporize?
No, to give her a poo. Oh. God, fuck you, Envy. God fucking Envy. We'll do some quick honorable mentions, get through this. Honorable mention for me, X-Files. The first one, because we saw Thunderbirds before that.
Yes, we did.
And that was a rough night. Geely with Ben Affleck,
Yep.
Jennifer Lopez. And one that I was really excited about, and as a kid, I really did not like the movie, and I still don't. Batman Returns. So, sorry about Michelle Pfeiffer. Jeff, what's your honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions, I have Avatar, Fantastic Four, Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, Green Lantern, and Face Off. Those were...
I think you'd like Avatar a little bit more.
If you went to
the
Avatar Land,
Pandora world of Avatar.
I don't think so.
Immersed yourself in it.
Those were my honorable mentions of movies that, I didn't watch because of work. My list of bad movies I watched at work, and this is an incomplete list.
Hurry, go.
Pluto Nash, Ballistic X vs. Sever,
Oh, I forgot about the list.
Half Past Dead, Juana Man, Rollerball, Boat Trip, Bringing Down the House, Dreamcatcher, Hollywood Homicide, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, The Matrix Revolutions, Timeline, Van Helsing, White Chicks, Guess Who, The Man, RV, Transformers, Geely, Pink Panther, Duplex, Cold Creek Manor, and the worst, Meet the Spartans.
Is it bad that I've seen all of them with you except 3?
That's pretty bad. You didn't see Meet the Spartans because I watched that one alone. It was the most 2 miserable hours of my life.
if we all canceled on you, you were so angry.
We weren't. Jim and I were drinking. That fucker's watching Spartan. Jim, you got any quick honorable mentions?
Yeah, Phantom Menace.
Yep.
Suspect Zero, The Happening, The Pink Panther, Bringing Down the House, Volcano, Alexander, Little Nicky, National Treasure 2, Crap of Crap, and The Chronicles of Riddick.
What?
It's been a long time since I smelled beautiful.
Yeah, Little Nicky, that was the when I said, okay, Adam Sandler has now lost me.
Nick, anything?
Jersey Girl and Ocean's 12.
How dare you, Jersey Girl?
Ocean 12 was really bad.
Yeah, Jersey Girl wasn't good.
We gave it a standing ovation when J-Lo died.
Well, yeah, that we did.
Doug, anything?
The only other thing I had was Harper Valley PTA because my parents gave up tickets to see Tom Seaver's no-hitter to take us to that movie.
Who was the catcher?
Don Werner.
Real quick, top 5 listener picks. Beside a Geek had The Village, The Peacemaker, A Serious Man, which is questionable. We don't know if he paid for it. A Blair Witch 2, Book of Shit. Don't remember the tagline, not looking it up. And number 1, he hobied that shit. The Rock, Con Air, and Face. Fuck you.
The Rock, Con Air, and Face Off. Way to go, Besotted.
From Kevin at Cincy Explorer, he gave it 4.5 stars to these movies. Ghostbusters 2016. Ted 2. Oh. Batman and Robin. Grown Ups.
Ooh.
And Quantum of Solace. Do those in reverse order. And he said, I'm a big fan of the Bond series. Honorable mention, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. From Brian Hackney. 5, Waterworld. Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh, that is awful.
I
That's
never
Tom Green,
saw
right?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blair Witch Project 2. What Women Want. Not Mel Gibson. And Dumb and Dumber When Harry Met Lloyd. Oh, God. That's some awful ones. From Doug.
No.
No, he just read his own here.
Hey, Doug, that's where you're at. You're on this week.
Yeah.
From Des Hassing. We'll do the opposite. Con Air. Batman and Robin. Paranormal Activity. Great sound design, though. Number 2, Wrong Turn. And 1, Cabin Boy.
you fancy lad.
Shauna Pittsburgh Nerd had Short Circuit 2. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Was Gutenberg in that one?
I don't remember. I didn't see the second one.
America's
Sheedy?
America's Sweethearts.
That was pretty bad.
3, Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage. Why did you watch that? 2, Gremlins 2, which I have to disagree with.
You can disagree.
Great movie. Good movie. Number 1, Babylon AD. I don't remember that one at all. From Chris Richardson. Number 5, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, just for Blake. Number 4, Phantom Menace 3D. Yes, I've seen it twice in the cinema, damn it. Titanic 3D, don't judge me. What? 2, Justice League. Fuck Warner Brothers for releasing it. Number 1, Star Trek Beyond. Utter shite. I love the British versions.
Yeah, I don't think Chris actually sees like many movies.
Let's see. Dev, from every podcast known to man. Number 5, Pootie Tang. I recognize that as bad, but it's such an enjoyable watch.
I love Pootie Tang. I didn't see it in the theater, though.
Number 4, Dukes of Hazzard. Remember when Hollywood was trying to make old TV shows into movies? I think they are still. Number 3, Terminator Salvation. 2, The Phantom Menace 3D release. Fuck George Lucas for making me watch that in hopes of getting 4, 5, and 6 in 3D. Number 1, Force Awakens. Bastard.
Force Awakens wasn't good.
Anyways. Your sister, Carolyn. Sister Carolyn. Had Catwoman. If you count watching 10 minutes and leaving to go watch the movie we actually had tickets for. Do remember that. Envy. Vaporize. Transformers. White Chicks. And Alone in the Dark. I no longer fear death, for I've seen Alone in the Dark.
Oh, Yui Bowl movies.
They are awful. Let's see here. Bob had Mission to Mars. The guys I went with would not leave. I was certain that movie was 4 hours long, at least. That was not a good movie.
Did not see that.
Let's see here. I think that was all of them that we had, yeah. So thanks, everybody, for turning them in. And we saw a lot of crap, Jeff.
Yes.
And Jim. We've seen a lot of crap.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for letting me not pay for that crap.
Yes. Bad idea of the week, number 492. I'm going to a personal one. Suffering Through the Summer of Freddie Prinze. That was a rough year. I know the first one that came out that year was Wing Commander.
Yeah.
And then it all blurred together after that.
How many movies did Freddie Prinze have that movie?
He had at least 2 or 3. And it was a rough summer. So
Was Summer Catch in that one?
I don't know if that was in that one. I think that was the following year.
Was what was? Oh, no, I forgot the name of it. The one.
She's All That?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. She's
I think
All
that
That.
was that year.
Scooby-Doo?
No, that was later.
That was later. That was actually his pinnacle.
Yeah, that was the best of Freddie Prinze movies.
His other great thing is that he was a writer for WWE for a while. So that was about it. Nick, thanks for showing up. You get to go back to the Gimp hole.
All right.
Put the ball in the mouth. Doug, you get to go back to Disney, Avatar World, Toy Story Land, wherever you're going. Are you excited about Toy Story
Pandora,
Land?
the world of Avatar.
Whatever. Toy Story Land, you excited?
Yeah.
That was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Slinky.
Yeah. Can't compete with Pandora.
Who can compete with
Exactly.
Avatar Land?
You know, I got a question. In Disney, the Toy Story characters, do they walk around?
Yeah.
Because shouldn't they just be lying on the ground while kids see them?
There used to be a thing where if you said Andy's coming, supposedly they'd fall to the ground. And then I think they did it one time, and people started doing it all the time, and they stopped.
And they're like, "Oh, our guys are like breaking their arms,
They're gonna
falling
ruin
over."
their costume and that. Yeah.
Disney was so devoted to the characters, they actually removed the spines from all the people playing the characters, so they would just crumble to the ground. So, I think your son no longer has a spine either back down there.
Or a job.
Disney went bankrupt?
No.
Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. It's not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Addendum. Titles for the show. Jeff, what you got?
All right, let's see. What do I have? I got Back Hair in Motion.
Oh.
French Michael Caine.
I think we did that last week. We were talking about that.
Well, you keep doing it.
Creek.
Creek Phoenix. Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Dog. The U.S. Postal Service. Maximus Von Maximus. I think that's all I have.
I had turducken for breakfast and tortastic, just because I like the word.
Fantastic.
Doug?
I had steroids and 2 golden hearts. You weren't here. I had Winona Earp. It's awful. And from Nick, sleeping with Jim and Jeff.
Well, I missed that one.
When you went to a movie and you all slept or something.
Oh.
I went to the movie with Jim and Jeff and slept during the movie.
Same thing. Same thing.
I just had Maximus Von Maximus.
So did Alanis Morissette. She had some fun in the movie theater.
Yes, she did.
Cut it out. Let's see. I like Maximus Von Maximus. What was the other one, Jeff? You had a couple good ones in there?
Back Hair in Motion.
No.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Dog.
It's a pretty long one.
That's a pretty good one.
Maximus Von Maximus.
Anybody okay with Maximus Von Maximus?
Yep.
Well,
That
done.
works. Done.
Approved.